Welcome friends. Now we have understand in our previous video that what is a merge conflict. Yeah. Now let's look at why it appears in a pull request in a file, why a merge conflict can appear. So in order to understand this, that why a merge conflict appears, let's create a conflict intentionally, and then we will automatically understand that how it happens in real world. So there is a famous saying that if you want to be a good police, first become a good thief. I mean, just joking. Just think like a thief. So let's create a merge conflict and try understanding why it appears by creating it. Yeah. So just for you to recall, we had a repository in Bitbucket and also in Git. So right now in this example we are using a Bitbucket to understand the merge conflict because it is same in Git as well. But the thing to recall is that we had two users. One is user 1 and another is user 2, who are these two guys are able to change the repository. Yeah. And to do this, how we are switching between the users, maybe you need to traverse to the older videos that how to work with multiple users in a single repository on a single machine. And there are also videos like how to work with the multiple Git repositories in a single project. So that's worth checking. I cannot repeat it in this video because it will be too long, but the videos are already there. So we checked out this same repo with two users at two different location, so that we can mimic that two users are changing the repository. Yeah. So in VS Code I have opened these two locations. One is user 2 and one is user 1. Yeah. So let's go back to user 2. So right now user 2 is changing the repository. Yeah, the same repository. We had a file in this repo called git concepts. Yeah. And in the meantime I have replaced all the system.out statements with the log.info, and for this logging I have used slf4j because it is very obvious that log4j vulnerability was there. So we are using here slf4j, and this is a part of Lombok annotation. If you don't know, it is a good library, Lombok. With the help of this we can just annotate a class and put getters, setters, constructor and many things. One annotation provided by this Lombok library is slf4j. It automatically gives you this log uh, object, which you can use to log the things into the file. Yeah. Right. So back to merge conflicts. So now user 2 is changing this code in the file get concepts, and suppose in the print method it wants to, the user 2 wants to print black duck instead of duck. Yeah. And it saves it. Go back to its git extensions that we are already being using for checking in the code. Create a new branch here, call it black duck, commit, stage everything. Now I want to print black duck. Commit and push in one shot. Okay, the branch is created. Let's go back to the Bitbucket and go to the branches. I think it is on branches. Let's refresh it. So this is the black duck branch. Create a pull request for this branch. So it picked the commit message that we give. We create the pull request. Yeah, there is one commit, and it is saying that we changed the duck string with the black duck string. Yeah. Approve the changes and merge it. So it is merged. Yeah, and these notifications on my mobile are coming from this Bitbucket, if you can hear it in the background. So nothing to worry, this is merged. Then so far the user 2 has made the changes to the repository. Yeah, and now let's go back to user 1. Yeah, user 1 is not aware of this change, that repository has a new version of this file, and now it is printing the black duck instead of just a duck. And user 1 has in mind that he or she wants to print a white duck instead of black duck. So user 1 changed this file and went to his or her Git extension and created a branch called white duck. And committed the changes. Now I want to print white duck. Commit and push. So it is done. And now go to the Bitbucket again and see the branches. There is a white duck branch. User 1 will go ahead and create a pull request for this. The message is automatically picked again, and create the pull request. Yeah, and see, this is the message we are interested in today. It's not a good message, but we have created a conflict in the file. Yeah, you see, this is the conflict. I already explained in the previous video that how to elaborate or understand or describe these notations which Bitbucket or Git puts. So once again, the less than is the beginning line, and greater than is the end line of the conflict, and there is a separation with the equals line. It is just saying to us that, boss, you wanted to write white duck, but somebody has already decided to print a black duck. So there is a conflict, maybe between you two also, I mean user 1 and user 2 as well. Maybe you can talk, or if you know that you are the correct one or he or she is the correct one, then resolve it accordingly. Yeah. So this is how the merge conflicts are created. We don't want to create it. I just created it just to demonstrate that why these conflicts are created. If you notice what user 1 did wrong, he or she did not take the latest code before creating a branch. Yeah. Because if why user 1 was not aware of this fact that somebody is trying to print a black duck, because user 1 did not take the latest pull merge before creating the branch or before changing the code. Yeah. Before changing the code, it is understandable that somebody can be at a location in the Git repo and start changing the code. But before creating the branch, it is always a good idea to take the latest code, and we will know immediately that somebody else has changed the same line in the same file that we are trying to change on our local, and we will resolve the conflict immediately without seeing this conflict in the Bitbucket at all. So the point to remember here is, if we want to avoid the merge conflicts, we should be working on the latest code base. We should keep trying to pull merge the latest code on our local version of the Git repository, and in this way there will not be any merge conflict appearing. But yes, it is not avoidable at all, because in this case, in this video, we demonstrated it with 2 users. Yeah. Suppose a real world where 50 to 100 or 200, or think of an open source where nobody knows that who is working. Yeah. At the same point of time. I mean, everybody knows with the name that who worked, but at the same point of time, maybe there are 25 users are working on the same repository, and how many times I keep going and pull merge, pull merge, pull merge. But even then, if we want to avoid it at the most, try to work on the local version as you already work. But when you try to create the branch, then take a pull merge. And in this way, there will be latest code appearing on your local system. You will be knowing what is the conflict, what is the situation. The Git will tell you that there is a conflict. The file you have changed is already changed by some user, and you will be able to resolve it. Okay, this is enough to understand, I think, that how the merge conflicts are created, and this was the topic of this video. In the next video, we will see that if we arrive, if even after keeping these keeping ourselves alert and pulling the changes again and again, even then if the conflict appears that we are looking at the screen right now, then how to resolve it. Yeah. So if you like the video and the series, please try to subscribe the channel. It gives me motivation, and like the video. You can ask your questions if something is not clear in the comment box, and happy getting. See you in the next video, and let us see how to resolve this conflict. Bye.